We've entered into an absolutely new financial year, and is that really creating an impact on the market? We'll ask our experts, but before that, we'll just tell you how markets are really doing. Now, there you have Bitcoin, and we have two different parameters here, last 24 hours and last 7 days as well. And I would go by last 7 days, and most of these are in green. We're talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, BNB, USD Coin, and Solana as well. And now let's give you top gainers and top losers of the market. And in gainers, you have Digital Fitness, then you have Move, GMT, Venu, and ZIL. And on the other hand, let's also take a quick look at the top losers in the last week. And there you have JAM, MTS, MBX, MICE, and DFA. Now let's go across to our guests who are joining us at the moment. This is Sharad Chandra, VP Research and Strategy, Earth ID, which is a global decentralized self-sovereign identity management platform. A very warm welcome, Sharad. We're discussing markets, and markets have been in the green and rallying in the last week. In fact, Bitcoin even touched its highest of 2022, highest in the last 3 months. But today, markets tanked again, and this on a day when India rolls out new tax regime for cryptocurrency. Do you see markets get better for India as we enter into the new financial year?
So at this point in time, it's difficult to say that given the global headwinds, right, of inflation, high interest rates, so how the markets will perform going forward. But there's a broader shift in the way investors are looking at markets now, given the new tax regulation which has kicked in from today, right? So investors are looking at maybe having a long-term view, so they will shift towards making investments like SIP, right? So there are a couple of crypto exchanges, they have rolled out products where you can make smaller investments, something on the lines of SIP, which also gives investors the benefit of compounding, right? So I would see a broader shift in way investment will be done by investors. That's one particular major point.
So essentially, of course, there are global factors at play when we talk about crypto markets. But, you know, this is an absolutely new financial year. A new tax regime has come into play here in our country. And I was reading a few reports which said that several crypto investors or traders are actually taking a break for years, because what they've done is they've taken their money out before this year ended, and now they want to take a pause. Will that impact?
In the short term, yes, because a couple of exchanges, they also reported massive sell-offs a couple of days ago, just before the financial year ended. But it will also get more investors in, people who are trying out crypto for the first time. They can, as I said, right, maybe they can start investing in smaller amounts through SIPs. So that's one way to look at it as well.
But I mean, of course, it's again, you can't say this, but let's say for a longer term, for this year, how is it really looking for you in India? I mean, do you see people are being encouraged, or do you see a bit of hesitance there in the crypto investor?
So there's a lot of skepticism as far as the new tax is concerned, right? Because the TDS will lock a significant amount of money, even for market makers, right? So as and when the TDS kicks in from July onwards, right? If the community can engage with the government and regulators as well. And if this part can be rationalized to 0.01%, that's what the industry is saying as a consensus voice, right? So I think once that happens, then people will start moving into this new asset class.
Sure.
So the tax has to be rationalized.
Sure, and when I said you can't say, I meant like you can't predict, because it's quite a long period there. But thank you so very much for talking to us, Mr. Chandra.